Welcome everyone. I am FaZe Red, and today I am going to be starting a Minecraft world. And this is going to be like one of those Minecraft Yap channels that you guys see popping up everywhere. Um, I felt like this would be a good idea. Not much. That's a lie. I like to talk, but I've never talked in front of a camera before, or a camera in front of. I haven't done YouTube in a while. I did YouTube a little bit, way back in, um, when I was like younger. Used to play League of Legends and stuff, but I don't know. I like the Minecraft Yap thing, the Yap channels that are like they talk about all these issues and stuff. I end up watching them a lot, and I think they're cool. And I've always wanted to do one, but I've never really put my brain to it. So I'm going to start. So I'm going to load up a world, and this is going to be something where I play and just talk. I know a lot of people just play and then voice over it. But I want this to be like a little bit more of a like a vlog style of YouTube video or channel. So yeah, um, yeah. I'm FaZe Red. I'm a young male, mid to late. Mid to late. Oh my God, early and mid 20s. And today I kind of wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind recently, which has to do with love. I want to talk about how to know if you found the right person in your life. And it was kind of a heavy topic, or yeah, a pretty heavy topic to talk about, but I think it's important. I think a lot of people are caught up in, you know, a lot of people have an internal clock. I know I do, which is one of my many faults. But a lot of people have an internal clock. You know, like in high school when you graduate and you're like, okay, well now I got to go and get a job, and now once you have a job, it's like, all right, well now I got to go and find a wife and start a family. And you have everyone's Snap or Insta from high school, and you see all your friends or all your acquaintances, going out and getting married and graduating college rather, and start having kids and all this other stuff, and it's a real pressure, and not a lot of people acknowledge that. They're like, well, I have to do this. Well, yeah, but you don't have to do it right now. I experienced this quite recently, where I work. Getting married is kind of like encouraged because you get some special benefits. So I met this girl like super long time ago at work, and we started to get into a relationship, and we were long distance for a long time, like 4 years. And I got sent on a trip for my work to go do some pretty serious stuff. And long story short, we ended up getting married, but the marriage lasted like 3 months because what ended up happening was we just didn't we didn't really agree on a lot. And it's pretty important to if you're looking for a person, you better agree with them. Not on everything, but like on pretty foundational stuff. Like we didn't have the same religion, we didn't have the same worldview on like kids and a bunch of other stuff. I won't get too deep into it, but I ended up getting divorced like not 3 months later. And now I'm single again. But so I feel like I have a pretty good lens as to what I'm talking about here. But it's important to, when you're looking for a person, to really, you don't have to listen to your internal clock. Having an internal clock is like, it's good because a little bit of pressure is good, but it's not everything. Like, you shouldn't listen to it all the time, and you shouldn't base your decisions off of purely, well, I have to do this because society says I have to, or because all my friends are doing it. Because then you're just falling to pure pressure, really. And that's kind of what happened to me. Like, I also got into the game a little bit early. I was a young adult. I was 18 or 19, in my early 20s rather, when I started, dating this girl and all that stuff. And I hadn't really had the time really to like figure out who I was as a man and as a person, which is another thing. You really gotta lock in and not lock in, but you gotta know who you are. I feel like a lot of people rush into relationships or just like, I need this person in my life to complete me, and where you shouldn't really view it that way. You should, when you're like looking for a relationship, you really shouldn't be looking for one, if that makes sense. Like, you should have your life set up how you want it, and then a relationship should complement your lifestyle, not the other way around. Because if you're saying like, oh, well, my life is a mess and I need this person to come fix my life, then you got some other problems you gotta deal with. Like, you gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself. And kind of happened to me a little bit. It was like, I didn't have my belief system squared away, and what ended up happening was I had like a change of faith, or like a coming to Christ, and this girl I was with was of a different faith. She was Jewish, and we just didn't agree on a whole lot, and it ended up, breaking the relationship. It was one of the main reasons, but the point is that it's very important, when you meet someone, to be on the same page as them, and also, if you're still single, to figure out who you are as a person before you go and, start looking. Relationships are something that just happen. And I know that's kind of cliche, They're like, oh, you shouldn't. If you look for it, you'll never find it. You gotta stop looking before it comes to you. And it's like, it's kind of true. Because the harder you look, the more you'll find stuff you don't like, and then you'll just waste time with women or guys that aren't really for you, or who don't really want the best for you, unfortunately. But yeah, this is nice. Got a little bed, got a little beddy, got a little crafty, got a little smelty. I'll take these. It's a nice biome. Yeah. I feel it's pretty basic advice, but it's very wise advice, and it's something you learn. It's like a trial by fire, like, because I feel like a lot of people will say this stuff, like especially like your parents, or if you have older siblings, they'll be like, oh, you gotta do this, this, and that. You can't wait. And it's like, try telling a single person to wait for a relationship, even though they know they want one. It's like, bruh, come on, shut the fuck up. Like, what are we doing here? And it's like, I was in that boat for a long time as well, where it's like you get sick and tired of people telling you you gotta be patient. It'll come to you. You just gotta wait. And it's like, well, I want it now. I want it now. But I mean, they're right, and at the end of the day, they're right. As much as we don't like to admit it, they are right. So it's funny in a way, you know. On the one hand, it's like asking you shall receive. On the other hand, it's like good things come to those who wait. So my advice, as you've already heard it, would be to be patient and work on yourself and really know who you are before you start looking, right? And if you're looking, find someone who you agree with fundamentally on a fundamental level. Like I know a lot of people say opposites attract, you know, and there's some, you know, it's true to an extent. Like it's interesting, like if you're in a relationship with someone and they don't necessarily agree with you on everything, um, or like on fundamental stuff, it's interesting. It's like kind of fun to like figure out what the other people, oh my gosh, what the other person likes, you know, dislikes in comparison to you. And like if it's like small stuff, it doesn't matter. Like if you don't obviously don't break things off if she prefers a different coffee from you or like drinks White Monster instead of Red Bull. But like if it's a fundamental thing, like she views the world completely different to you, or like I know for Christians, if it's like if you're unequally yoked and your partner has no interest in like changing or wanting to compromise on certain aspects of your religious life or you know how you view the world, then you know that could raise some questions. But you just kind of gotta focus, gotta be a little bit more selective, really. And that's something I've learned is I gotta be more, especially for me, I gotta be way more selective. And you just trust. You know, I'm a Christian, so I trust my timing to the Lord. And it's hard to do that sometimes because you know you just don't know. You're putting your trust in a way higher authority, and you don't know what's going to happen. So it's kind of exciting, but it's kind of like a little nerve-wracking sometimes. But you just got to be patient. Just got to wait. It'll be all right. There we go. Look at that. I'm getting demolished out here. Nature's coming to get me. Look at these guys. Need to find some food. Or find. I have rabbits. I just need to like set this furnace up and start cooking stuff. Just need to find like a good spot. There's like a big cave over here. I think I might set up over here because I have plenty of wood. There you go. That's a lush cave. Hell yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's my 2 cents on the whole thing. What do you think? What are your perspectives? And if you disagree, what would be your rebuttal? And slash or what would you add or subtract from my point of view? Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it. All right. Well, I think we found a good area for right now. Um, Again, I'm FaZe Red. This is my first time doing this, so hope I did a good job. Upload schedule is going to be a little bit shaky. I'm going to try my hardest to pump these out whenever I can. My work is pretty busy, so probably on the weekends would be a good time. And on the weekdays occasionally, you know, but mostly on the weekends, I would say. Forgot to set my spawn. There we go. That would have been cooked. Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate the time that you've taken out of your day to come and view this video. And I hope that if you liked it, you stick around for more content. Appreciate y'all. Have a blessed day, and goodbye.